There is no other story in the history of Christianity more shrouded in mystery than Veronica and her veil. Tradition has it that this simple woman, who was present when Jesus was carrying his cross, used her veil to wipe the sweat and blood from Jesus' face. When Jesus returned the cloth, his image had miraculously been imprinted on it. The story of Veronica's veil is not found in the New Testament, but is a part of early Christian history, and the Church honors the Veronica legend in the sixth station of the cross. But who was Veronica? Where is this veil now? This was not her real name. Instead, it is a name ascribed to her. Some say her name was Bernice, and Veronica comes from two Latin words meaning true and image. Many ancient writings identify Veronica as a woman who had suffered from bleeding for 12 years and was healed when she touched the hem of Jesus' garment, and at the same time as a woman with a cloth with Jesus' face. People were speaking and writing about this veil. They also said that her veil healed Emperor Tiberius. So the myth of Veronica's veil can be safely assumed true. The Veronica veil has often been confused with the Sudarium, the face cloth used from Christ's death to the burial. The Sudarium Christi has its own independent historical and scientific validity, and it's in Oviedo now. I have a video about it. So, Veronica's veil probably came to Camulia with John the Apostle, and it was later in Constantinople before making its way finally into Rome. The veil arrived in Rome in 708 and was kept in a separate chapel at the Old St. Peter's until 1608. The Holy Face has always been of great importance to the Vatican, which goes back to the earliest times. Wherever the Roman Church went, the Holy Face would go with it. Pilgrims flocked to see the face of Jesus. Many artists of the period created reproductions of the veil, but something changed after 1608, the rebuilding of St. Peter Basilica. Pope Paul V banned the duplication of Veronica's veil. Later, Pope Urban VIII ordered that anyone possessing a copy turn it over to the Vatican or face excommunication. After that time, the veil is no longer visible to the public. It is only on view once each year for a brief time on the Sunday before Palm Sunday. After 13 years of research, Father Heinrich Pfeiffer, professor of Christian art history at the Pontifical Gregorian University, believes the veil was stolen from the Vatican during the construction of St. Peter's Basilica and eventually brought to Manopello. However, the Vatican never admitted this disappearance. Manopello is located around 150 miles east of Rome on a mountain top near the Adriatic Sea. One day, a mysterious stranger brought the veil to Manopello, where a gentleman named Leonelli kept it in his home. Leonelli's son-in-law stole it one day, and for an unknown reason he went to jail. His wife sold the veil to a nobleman to get her husband out of prison. This nobleman, Dr. Donato Antonio de Fabritis, donated it to the Capuchins in 1638. But is there any evidence that the veil is not in Rome? Actually, there are some signs. In the new St. Peter's Basilica, a cloth said to be Veronica's veil has been kept locked up for centuries, and over time the image has become very faint. It was said that the original veil showed Jesus' eyes open, but now his eyes on the Vatican veil are closed, while the Manopello veil has his eyes open. Furthermore, the Veil of Veronica was a unique transparent product that allowed you to see both sides. That's why it was kept in a separate frame in St. Peter's Basilica. The current Vatican veil is not transparent, but the Veil of Manopello is. In 1618, a list was made by the Vatican archivist Giacomo Grimaldi. On his list was the reliquary, which contained Veronica's veil, and the reliquary's crystal glass was broken. Interestingly, the veil in Manopello has on its bottom edge a small piece of broken glass. It is noteworthy that Pope Benedict XVI stayed in front of the Vault of Santo in Manopello for a long time during a celebration with more than 5,000 pilgrims in 2006. The Pope said, "We all look for the face of Jesus." Some people interpret this as a possible concern that the true image may not be in Rome, but not everyone agrees with this idea, and officially the Vatican has never acknowledged the theft. But we can understand why some people believe that the real Veronica might be in Manopello. Scientists have conducted some studies on the Veil of Manopello, but there is still much to learn about it. The same cannot be said about the veil from Vatican City. The Vatican has refused all requests to study the veil. What do we know so far about the Veil of Manopello? It may have been made from sea silk or marine byssus, which was once considered the most precious fabric in the ancient world, on which it is impossible to paint. So it's no surprise that it has no pigment, ink or paint. The veil is gold and honey colored, almost transparent, and kept on a high altar in a walnut frame between two pieces of glass. It is not hidden and anyone can see it anytime. It can change its appearance depending on your location and lighting conditions. Furthermore, the veil's image is not identical on both sides. Some scientists have compared it to the Shroud of Turin. One thing is sure, the two images have many similarities in proportions and correlations, but the two images are not created simultaneously. Some say the Shroud's image and that of the veil are superimposable. The similarities show that the Veil of Manopello might be the Veil of Veronica. However, without intense scientific testing, we cannot be sure which is the real Veronica veil. I think they should test the pollen and dust and see if there is blood on the cloth, because then they will know whether it matches what is found in the Holy Shroud. God bless you.